Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Conformity Farm stream. It is March 14th, 2024, and I am Timothy James, and this is a drawing that has been going on for quite a while now. Generally, I guess I like to talk about some sort of updates or anything like that. Actually, this is where I go, I don't know what to talk about. Like, I'm just trying out this thing. What is this, like a podcast? I don't even know. Is this like just like a stream, or like I'm not even like doing this? Like, I say a multitude of things. So let's just cover the basis. This is an interesting drawing. This is to be honest, let's not be a liar, so I'm going to be honest here. We really got to get in here and really dive into these mud pillows again. I bet I could get a compilation and be going, we got to do these mud pillows. We got to do these mud pillows. The perspective of the drawing is a little off. I don't know if I'm going to have to make that adjustment or not. I might have to take the perspective line and drop it even more and really have the perspective from this area here where you what actually feels like is the actual perspective, or the viewpoint, the height of the viewpoint, which is like kind of like right here. Happy Thursday, which is in a sense career-wise is my Friday, because I do not work on Fridays at my day job. I only work Monday through Thursday, which is a fantastic way to keep investing in Conformity Farm, and here I am. I have, what will we say here? Should I put a deadline on this? Hey, Aries, welcome to the stream. Should I put a deadline on this? Well, technically the deadline is the end of this month. Hold on, let me go update my calendar, make sure that we're up to date on here. It looks like, all right, so what's today? Today the 5th, or were we at the 15th? Yeah, so we gotta get through this whole week. Animation, gigapets, I don't know if that's really the case. Well, we got some of this time, so we got 17 days left before this book needs to be finished. So some really hardcore work needs to be done. Those last few days, I mean, you don't want to hurt yourself too much, but you got to really grind in there. I'm very early compared to usual. Yes, this is true. I think the last stream I showed up an hour early. So funny how that stuff works. 17 days left, and then tomorrow I have a lot of errands. Pretty tight day tomorrow as well, and so I might end up, you might see me drawing. I'm gonna go hang out with some friends tomorrow too, but so I don't think I'll be getting a lot of drawing done tomorrow. Oh wow, this whole thing lit up. Wow, how did this light up so much? Where's this light coming from? Oh wow, that really covered up the back area there. Not too bad. I wonder if I could turn this down then. Yeah, that kind of is the same thing. Wow. I'm going to continue lighting the stream space. So this is an ever evolving thing. I'm going to keep adding to it and subtracting and moving around until we get something that this little square here that I'm in, kind of do something with it so that I don't even know what the word would be. Just, kind of keep improving the little square until it's right, and how I approach streaming and stuff. It's I enjoy it more than I expected to. I was thinking about upgrading my mic. This little mic here, I got a mic stand, like a comedian or like a singer in a band, or something like that. And that doesn't really work for this very well. It actually is right in front of where I draw, but I get around it. It's a very good mic though. It's a good condenser mic. But I was thinking about getting one of those arms that they have in a lot of people. A lot of people who have channels online like to invest in those arms that kind of come up. So I think at some point I'll get one, but I got so many things that I don't have. Like, I have a stand, I have a mic, I got cables, I'm good to go. But there's so many things that I don't have that it's not worth upgrading stuff that I already have. So we have to be wise here. If you've ever been into like games like Age of Empires or what are those called? MMORPG? I don't know. Build order is really important with those types of games. Well, that's how real life is. So those games are actually pretty cool because they play real time. Kind of like life. Life plays real time. Except for there's no pause button in life. It just keeps going and going. You know, life is as such. So we're going to stick with this mic stand for now. I'll make it work. I was kind of feeling a little bit like an irk on my arm from drawing from this position. So I might actually change up the background to make things better for... Don't need to upgrade too much stuff. Yeah, just some stuff, you know. But yeah, upgrades are good. You know, I'm in a place in my life where I can do that little by little, and I have to time it out correctly. So for now, it's a little bit modest. I think I'm going to put some more lights in the background. But yeah, I just don't want to, you know, you just got to piecemeal it. Because it's really about the drawings, which is something I'm not doing right now. So, or does this work better? What if we do this? Or, yeah, it's something. All right. Here we are. And here we're off. So here's one thing, though. In order to read comments, I have to look up. So if I'm looking up, that means I'm looking at comments. Maybe I should put the comments on here then. Well, because if I don't, I can kind of immerse myself in the drawing more. I don't know, unless you want to say something, Aries. All right, let's move you down here. Got it. Well, I'll bring it down here. Because sometimes I get so much into my drawings, I just won't look. So, get this here. See how small we can make this. That works. Cool. Wonder how long I can stream today, huh? Let's make this an endurance run. That's what I say. Let's make it an endurance run. I will try to really exhaust myself with the stream because I can sleep in tomorrow. So let's stream until you can't stream no more. Oh. Well, if something cooler was happening, I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking here by judging this drawing. So I've seen this drawing for so long, but it's like I keep returning to it, and I drew it a long time ago, like when I started this drawing, and I have a lot of critiques for it already. So one thing is that obviously this is pretty cool, very detailed. It's really nice. I like the idea of these things here. Let me get a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on. Maybe move this over. Maybe we'll move this. What do I do with this? I don't know. So yeah, I like the explosions and stuff. It's a cool idea, but I feel like more needs to be done right here. Because this is right where the siege is really happening. And so things start to break up. And the idea that I had there was that, oh, they're starting to finally break away. But I'm not sure that's the most interesting way to do this. So there's that. And then also I think I need to cut this stuff down here and remove this background here and drop it down a little bit so that the perspective... Or I change the perspective of these mud pillows in the back. Or I just keep the broken perspective and just keep it as part of the composition, which is probably the smartest way to do it. But I'm thinking, I don't know if that's really the smartest way. What I'm thinking is because it's fantasy, it might be cool to continue down the path of realism and really try to, what do these mud pillows actually look like, and have the whimsical fantasy part of it come through and allow this to be a, like a marketing panel. So that's really what I'm thinking. So why don't we get in here and do these mud pillows? They got to be done. No one's going to do the mud. Somebody's got to do the mud pillows. No, these mud pillows aren't going to draw themselves, as my grandmother used to say. These mud pillows, so silly. Mud pillows. Mud pillows. Oops. Very cool. I'll draw them. LOL. All right. Maybe try to do something cool here with this. There we go. It's a little bit better. Maybe like this. Now the question is, there we go. That's kind of the line work I was looking for on this. All right, I say let's get rid of everything else around it. Getting rid of this messiness. This whole mess over here. This whole mess over there. Don't be messing with that mess over there. Oh yeah, that mess over there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That mess over there? Cool. Oh, what a nice tune. To the tune of the toot. You know, there is some news. I guess I could talk about some news. There's no one to really bounce this off of, but I will say there's a camera company that makes really cool cameras and has recently just started, and it's called the Red Camera Company. And I don't know if it's actually called Red Camera, but it's like Red. I think the company's just called Red. And they basically revolutionized digital cinema cameras. They made these cinema-style cameras, and then they started making their own lenses and everything for them, and really allowed people to get access to cinema-style digital footage for a fraction of the price. And Arri, which is really one of the gold standards of cinema cameras, they want like hundreds of thousands of dollars for a camera, and these companies were just asking for like 20 grand basically for a new camera. And people were using it and making really good stuff with it. And yeah. And so that company got, well, I don't even know how to say, well, I'm not going to try to explain the whole thing, but they got bought up by Nikon. I don't know if you know about that, if you know about Nikon. But Nikon has always kind of, in my mind, been, I wouldn't say irrelevant, but mostly like photo kind of company. And I've always been loyal to Canon because Canon's got so many lenses. They've been around for so long. Well, now Nikon is kind of that company. So if you can get a Red camera with a Nikon lens mount, they were bought by Nikon. Yeah, Red was bought by Nikon. Oh, you know about all this stuff. Look at you. Cool California kid, West Coast kid. I know you're not California, you're Washington, but It's the West Coast, you know. Yeah, the Red Camera company was bought by Nikon. I feel like this isn't wide enough. Maybe we should make it a little narrower at the top. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Don't trust me. Don't trust my reference. You gotta look into that. Can't just be taking some streamer's word for it. You gotta look it up. You gotta investigate yourself. Actually, don't trust the internet. You need to walk down to Nikon's headquarters and then ask someone who works there. And then don't trust them either. Then you just keep walking around the Nikon campus and get a meeting with the CEO. And then when the CEO says, in fact, that we bought Red cameras, you don't fucking trust him either. You just keep going down the chain of command. Start looking into all different ideas. Say, you know what? I don't even know if this is really even a building. And then check that out. And then you might feel like bricks. It might look like bricks, but you can't be too sure. No way you can really know. You know? That, ladies and gentlemen, is me being a troll. Not really. It's not me really being a troll. It's me being a comedian. I'm being a cynic. I'm saying things to make people laugh. Ooh, I'm kind of losing it on a flag here. Let's pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Actually, that's really effective. All right, let's dive in here and draw some really gorgeous mud pillows. I mean, just really incredible mud pillows that you would take back to your mother. You would take these mud pillows back to show your parents, like, look at what happened here. And you'd be proud to. And they'd say, wow, I didn't realize you were into such decadence. And then you'd be like, yeah, Mom and Dad, you don't really know me very well. You know, if you just paid a little closer attention, you really knew anything about me, you'd freaking know. And then they would go silent because they didn't know that you thought that way. And they weren't really prepared for that. They actually just kind of wanted to enjoy your company. Now you're talking about things that happen, things that they have no control over anymore. And then now they feel bad. And then they dwell on it. They say, is that really true? Is that how my kid really thinks? And then they start to feel bad. Then they start to drink. And then they drink a lot, you know, because they're sad. And then they try to call you out of nowhere. But you're busy. You don't answer. And they say, oh, God, it's because they hate me. They'll probably never take my call. And then it comes to terms with them. They start to realize, like, they don't actually have to talk to me. Oh, maybe there's some way I can obligate them to me. And then that's oftentimes when parents will start paying your bills. And then the relationship will get reestablished. It's an ante up, you know, because no one owes you their time. So you got to pony up, you know. They got to pay for that love. I'm just talking. Don't listen to me. I'm just a stupid drawer guy. I'm just a stupid drawer guy with a stupid drawer apartment in the stupid city of stupid Chicago. You know? Just a stupid boy, stupid. Just being stupid. Yeah, I don't like drawing these mud pillows from this perspective for some reason. It's going to take a lot. You know what it is? It's going to take a lot of bandwidth to zoom into this area here and really kind of get what I want, which is like I want them to like be so crammed up that they're kind of like piling over each other. And that's going to take a long time. So we're just going to have to... Maybe AI won't be so bad. All right. Now I'm going to work on a portion of the drawing that I like more and avoid the part that I don't like. Is anybody learning anything? Learn a little bit about yourself by watching TJ draw his graphic novel stuff. Sure, why not? Be a good graphic novel guy. Just do your job, you know. Make graphic novels here, make graphic novels there. Sometimes people like them and sometimes people. Actually, speaking of, I should go pick up my money from my graphic novels. You know, I sold all my graphic novels out this month again. I mean, I sell every one of them sells. Whether or not I get to collect on it is another thing because the staff is generally they're not paying attention to their indie books. So maybe we'll do. Oh, I gotta go tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that first thing in the morning. Hold on one second. Hey Siri, what time does Graham Cracker Comics in downtown Chicago open? Hey Siri, what time does Graham Crackers Comics in downtown Chicago open? What time does it open? Tinny. Okay. I feel like that car is your sanctuary. But good for you for getting through the day. It's very impressive. Oh no. So even if I turn the mic all the way down, you can still hear me a little bit, huh? What do you know? All right, yeah, let's crank it up a little bit. Oh, no? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's crank it up a little bit, huh? Yeah, let's get in here. Let's put this down. What was I talking about? Graham Cracker Comics. Where are we at here? 25 minutes. A few more minutes, and then I'm going to take a break. So, Aries, if you have any questions, I'll answer them. Or I guess I could read your story. But I'm going to try to do this thing where I do 25 minutes, 5 minutes, 25 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm going to try to do that as many times as I can. Because it's hard to just like keep your brain on the one thing. It's like, it's not even that it can't be done. It can be done, but it can't be done so many days in a row. Trust me, I've tried. I've like literally, I got nothing else to do but try to accomplish my dreams. That's it. That's all I be doing. And when you get to my age, that shit is dope, bro. But when you're younger, people think it's weird and kind of lame. So if you go through that yourself, you have to realize it's just part of the timing. You could, because there's people your age that have their time opened up and they don't understand why you don't, just enjoy it. And the reason why is because they're probably preparing to have a family or something. And then their life is going to slow down and they're going to end up in a routine and then they're going to die that way. There's no harm in it. It's actually a pretty nice thing. But if you're going to be a creative, I think that you have to put your artwork first. And for some people, that's, I don't know. It's hard. I'm not even sure if I would even give that as a recommendation to anybody. I'm not sure anymore. I'm just going to do what I do. What was it I saw? I think there's a comic book company. Who was it? Oh, no, it's Dungeons and Dragons is using AI for its art. And that's the CEO of Hasbro is making that decision. It's pretty nuts. Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, the CEO of Hasbro. His last name's Cox, something like that. He just laid off 1,000 people at Hasbro. He just got the job, and then that was like one of the first things he did. But there's a bunch of companies doing that. There was a kids animation company. I'm actually going to take my break now. There's a kids animation company that they just laid off like an entire sector of their company. I think it was 840 employees. Might be more than that. And there were just teams of people making kids animations. And I think the idea is that AI is going to be able to do all of that. So they might as well just take the catalog they have built up, then schedule that for a year perhaps, and then spend the other year trying to figure out how to make the next year's content. So I think what's happening in the industry is that people are scheduling content like a year ahead. Oh, you didn't know that? All right. Aries, since you've been such a good supporter, I have to reward you. And I shall reward you by reading your story. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Okay. Okay. I did not select the spoiler yet. Should I just read from the top of chapter 1 of the new book, of the new one? That's what I'm going to do. Why does it only give me the option to zoom out? What do you recommend for beginner digital art? Well, let's read this story first. We'll go from there. Chapter 1, Blood on the Ground. The Forest, a short story. Sorry, I'm not saying that in order. Okay. On a cold, dark winter morning. Oh, you didn't put your name on it. I can't say the author's name. You're going to let me put this on my stream? You're giving me free content there. It's not wise. Who knows? Who knows anymore? Yeah, why won't this zoom in? Open in browser. Yeah, there we go. Then I can zoom in from there. There we go. Getting old. Fujo, I would recommend starting with landscapes. Did you just answer your own question? Chapter 1. Blood on the Ground. On a cold, dark winter morning, the sound of cries and screams echoes through the forest. People walking and hunting watch the man screaming and pleading for mercy. Everybody wants to help, but they can't. All they can do is watch as the man is ripped limb from limb by this thing. Nobody knows what it is or what it wants. All they knew is to pretend everything is fine. Forced to watch the grotesque display of power as it rips off his limbs with the most ease, the thing looks at them and says in a deep, graveling voice, "Breakfast is served. Eat up." The daughter of the man, showing absolute no emotion, walks up to his body as he is squirming on the ground, crouches down, pulls out a knife, and cuts open his stomach and starts feasting on his intestines. His body is cold and no longer moving. All is quiet except for the sound of flesh and organs ripping as the town feasts on his corpse. Those who show weakness or don't eat are next. Those who show nothing survive. The next day, the town comes back to the same spot for their meal. They find nothing but a large pool of blood and a trail that goes deep into the forest. A group of 10 people follow the trail. They hear screams. Deciding to keep going as they are walking the trail, suddenly everyone stops. Looking around, nothing looks the same. Feeling as if watched from everywhere. Their attempts to go back fail as if they are stuck in a loop. The group walked and walked. Let's see. Oh, why did that? Okay, so we'll have to do it this way. Walked, but no progress. Reality is distorted. It's the same trees, the same bushes, the same feeling of dread that they felt while watching the man get ripped apart. One after another, they start passing out, one after another, falling into a perfect symbol of fear and death. One of them wakes up screaming as his rib cage is opening, exposing his organs, ripping through his chest. One after another, they follow the same fate. The ones that stayed behind hear the screams and instinctively follow them. They find bodies and the thing there. In one of their chests is a photo of the creature, fully visible, unlike its form currently. It looks like a man, but not quite humanoid. It looks like wearing a deer skull and has long, sharp claws that are grimy and bloody. Underneath the photo is the caption, "Hide." Confused, they all stand still, not moving an inch until it starts counting down. 3, 2, 1, run! They all run for their lives, including the man's daughter. She is caught first, impaled into a tree, her heart and lungs caught on the front of the branch out of her body. Still alive, but crying in pain and agony and terror. Heart still beating and still breathing. The creature walks up, grabs her by her legs, and starts pulling forcefully down repeatedly, as each pull makes a wretched sound of sloshing, ripping her in half, slowly killing her. My God, man. The last tug splits her in half, turning quickly to the crowd that is running away in fear and starts laughing. Chasing them quickly gained on them, grabbing one by one and killing in various horrid ways. I lost my place. Horrid ways. 10 minutes pass and the thing stops running, dead in its tracks, disappearing out of sight. 8 remaining. The massacre in the woods left everyone traumatized and scared. Not knowing when it will come back, locals have started calling it Wendigo. Several weeks after the Wendigo disappeared, screams were heard once again. The town residents were curious and went to the screams. At the site of the screams was a man that was tunneled through. The entrails lead into a large dark hole in the floor. blood seeming to lead the way in. Once again, there were more screams from all over the town. At all of the screams, the same thing had happened. 3 people are left, having no choice but to go into the tunnel. Wendigo. That's what you should call this. Otherwise, the same would happen to them. Otherwise, the same would happen to them. They go in. The tunnels are dark but warm with blood. Nobody can see, but they can feel the spiders and dread on their back. One brought a torch and shined it down the tunnel and saw 2 eyes that were reflecting the light right back at them. Staring into their eyes, the groups had never been so afraid of some glowing dots. But something was different about it this time. This time it felt very wrong, very bone-chilling. They decided to run back as fast as they can. Back. As they are running, they are going further. They get out of the tunnel. Chapter 2. The house in the forest. Actually, we'll save that one. Because what did this? Yeah, we already spent a lot of time. Well, you want some feedback? I'd be happy to give you some feedback. I would be so happy. You know what happiness is? Happiness is me giving feedback. That's what happiness is. You would love feedback. Oh, cool. This is what I would say, Aries. This is what I would say. I would say that you should take... Oh, no, this is what I say. I would say keep writing as much as you possibly can. Don't edit it. Write as much as you possibly can. Let all of the creative juices flow out as much as you can and get it all the way down. And then from there, then you edit. But I'm not going to give you advice to edit. If I give you advice to edit right now or give you a rating or anything like that, I'm going to be setting you back in the process of your development. You need to spend more. You need to get as much of those creative juices as you can out, and then you edit. I spent a pretty penny on tuition to learn that, actually. It was one of the very few things I actually learned in college, studying theater and storytelling and stuff like that. So you're in the mode where you really don't want ratings or anything on it. You just need to get it all out, all that you possibly can. Don't worry about if it even makes sense or not. Get it all out. And then once it's all out and you are exhausted your well, then you look back and then you edit. It's too early to edit. I'm not going to give you edit notes. I'm just not going to do it. And I got to make this more interesting. So you see what's happening here with this drawing? Kind of think about it this way, right? Like, I know what's happening now. Now I can go in and I can refine the details, but it'll never be perfect. Your story's never going to be perfect. So you have to figure out how close it is or how good, where it's like, okay, this is good enough. Let's do something with this or let's move on to a new idea or whatever. But you don't want to be the person who doesn't finish the projects. That is not a routine you want to get into. Because, if you don't finish your projects, you're almost just as good as someone who doesn't do anything. Or maybe you'll be seen as someone who doesn't do anything, but that doesn't matter. Yummy. All right, back to work. Where are we at here? 10 out of 10 bud pillows. Doctors say 10 out of 10 bud pillows approve of this bud. Mud approved. Boom. Oh, you selling this story? Look at you, young entrepreneur. That's your goal? Yeah. Yeah, we got to keep injecting mud pillows in here to make it interesting. You think that would be an audience, the book, even how graphic it is? Yeah, of course. There's always an audience for everything. And I wouldn't dwell. I mean, if you really want to sell stories, I think that I don't really know. I'm still learning how to sell stories myself, so I can't really tell you with full confidence. But I will say, like, there's a lot of like really there's a lot of really shortcut type of answers for this stuff, but I don't think there really is a shortcut. I think that if you love the work and you really pour yourself into it, you're getting something out of it. Now you can be very like strategic and make things to sell them, and those people exist, and those people are like, hey, I sell stuff, you know. That's part of it, you know. But yeah, I don't know what the secret is. I feel like within a year or so, I probably will have produced and directed my first feature length film, and I think it'll probably sell a decent amount. I just want people to enjoy it, honestly. Yeah, I know, I feel you. But it's also nice to get your money back for your time. But you're going to make no money for almost ever. you know, that's just how it goes. But, my point is that my life goal was always just to make a feature length film. Well, for a long time, my goal was to just want to go to college. As crazy as that sounds. And then now it's, it's been to make a feature since I was like 14 maybe. And I'm in the place finally where that's probably going to happen with enough due diligence in the current situation I'm in. But but I don't think that's going to make me happy like I thought it would. It's cool. I'm going to do it. I still want that to be my life, but I think that when I made the goal, I thought that when I did it, it would give me something that I was missing in my life. And it does in some ways, but it's not anywhere near as much of a gap that you think it's going to fill. And that actually that feeling you're trying to overcome is a daily approach. It's not one thing that's going to do it for you. And also, when you get that thing, you're just going to want more because you feel the same every day when you wake up. You wake up feeling the same. Just is that you're just you, All right, so we got to make sure that these characters match the size based on the perspective of where they are or, how far they are away from the vanishing point. Man, the way I get you guys hanging in some bad spots on these drawings. Let's maybe get some of these bad boys in the front, huh? These two guys here. You are a fucking philosophical genius. Well, I'm glad you enjoy the stream. I'll say that much. I'll say that much. A genius? No, I don't think so. I'm probably of average intellect. No, I would say I'm probably above average. I'm of above average smarts and probably average academic intellect, I would say. My X factor is my creativity. And also, I guess I have the ability to talk. But honestly, when I'm on these streams, I generally don't even want to talk. I just want to draw. But the talking muscle, the more I work on it, the better it gets. You know? You know, you know, you know. Don't you know? Don't you know? Oh, it looks like, oh, look, I got a new Twitch follower. That's what's up, Foju. I thought there was a Foju situation somewhere else. Foju Bear. Oh, 10 out of 10. Oh, cool. We got ourselves hanging out. Oh, I didn't even notice that. There's another person in here. Hey, Foju. Is that how you say Fujo Bear? I'm sorry, am I saying it wrong? Fujo Bear. Fujo Bear, what you talking about? Yes, Fujo Bear? Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Hopefully you can come hang out. You're welcome to join the Discord as well. But you're welcome to lurk if you want to. Yes, welcome to the Conformists. One of us. Yes. Yes. All right, let's get in here. Let's try to do something cool with this guy here. I think it's time to put some detail in it. Let's make this guy like obnoxiously well detailed. I was the one who asked what you would recommend for beginning digital art. Oh, I thought that was Aries. Okay, well, I'll answer the question now. I was the one who asked what would you recommend for beginner digital art. Beginner digital art. I guess I need more of a question, because you're talking, well, I'm assuming we're talking about visual art, right? So what would you recommend? Well, do you want to draw on a stylus like what I do with this thing? Get yourself like a bamboo tablet or something. Programs, apps. Okay, so if you don't have any money, GIMP is free, and GIMP is very close to Photoshop. So I would recommend GIMP. Oh, yeah, the tablet, drawing on a tablet. Yeah. So this one's pretty expensive, but you can get them for like $50 called a bamboo. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, bamboo, Wacom bamboo tablets. Yeah, GIMP is free. So you can get a bamboo and then put that on GIMP, and then you could run the operating system Linux, and then you wouldn't have to spend any money. You'd have to spend money on the hardware. But honestly, those bamboos, they're sold used all the time. Let's take a look. Let's see if I can find it on eBay. Yeah, so they got them for like as little as $12 used. But I think if you get it new, yeah, I remember paying $100 for these tablets, and they're on here for $20. Yeah, so you can get one for $10 or $15. So you can get GIMP for free. Linux is free, and then you can get a bamboo tablet for like $15. Yeah, it's not a bad start. And then from there, you could just draw away. And I would recommend, honestly, in this new world with AI and stuff like that, like, you got to get off of, and this is my opinion, this is the reason why I draw wholeheartedly without any anticipation for issue. Oh yeah, TJ, my favorite character of yours is the cats. Oh yeah, people love the space cats. But when you're drawing, what was I going to say? Oh, I think that if you can spend the time, get those. So to answer your question, what would I recommend in digital art? I would recommend to get those things. Get a computer. Doesn't have to be super great. Just literally just a used laptop or something. You put Linux on it. It could be Windows, whatever operating system's on there is fine. It doesn't, I'm just saying Linux because it's free. And then GIMP is free, so download GIMP. And then there are actually other programs in the open source world There's Blender. That's a free one. That's a 3D modeling software. And then there's some other ones. There's a lot of open source softwares. But what I would recommend is get used to making things by hand. Try not to allow the computer to assist you very much, because I believe that the palate of the consumer is still going to want to buy human-made things. And if they can't differentiate what you do from AI, I think it's going to be a lot harder for you to work in that environment. So you have to figure out how to differentiate yourself. And the nice thing is, if you're drawing really silly, ridiculous stuff like this in a weird style because you do everything by hand, it would be difficult for AI to do it until you got a huge library. I mean, that's the only other way. You are super prolific like Picasso or something, and then the AI could be trained on it. And yeah, I don't know how to get around that. But yeah, no, what I would recommend is get good at being you. Get good at being you. Don't copy no one else. Ah, you understand. Thanks for telling me. Because otherwise I'll just repeat myself. AI is a pain. Yeah, but it's going to be the great equalizer, I think. I think there's a lot of creative people who've been relying on it a lot, and this is going to kind of expose them. Before the AI world, I think I was going to die in obscurity pretty much, but I feel pretty confident now with the AI around that it's going to make way in the market for me to step up. So that's why I got to work all day, every day. Got to get more effective, move faster, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. When I first learned about it, I immediately got a little panicky, and then when I started using it and kind of looking into it, I was like, oh, okay, this isn't quite what we think it is. It's a little novel in some ways, and of course it'll get better, but it actually allows a lot of people who have no talent or no skill and stuff like that. The current system that we're in, and it has been for pretty much most of my life, is like, especially in filmmaking, you need to be very super privileged. That's why a lot of people don't even consider it. The business that you need, the equipment you need, the expertise you need, all this different stuff. It caused us to have gatekeepers. And then the digital world made it a little bit cheaper, but then the business started making these like superhero movies and only putting like 10 movies out a year, and then that was like a tough thing to compete with. And I don't know where I'm going with this. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen next, but I feel pretty confident that, you just got to stay true to what you're doing, try to improve what you do. And I don't think that humans are going to stop consuming human-made stuff. But if they can't tell the difference between your work and a graphic designer's work, then you have a problem, and that's your problem as an artist. Maybe maybe you could make the argument that you're not an artist in 2025, 2026, because the thing about artists that maybe we don't understand of the time is that they were contemporary artists. They put their work out, and people, maybe they got famous from it, and people, blew a casket looking at it, and they go, "What the heck? This guy just put this out here today?" And then 50 years later, you'll be like, "What's the big deal?" What's the big deal of Picasso? Well, you had to be around for it. There's a lot of different things to say about Picasso, but he's like the original pop art kind of guy. He wanted to live his life, so he came up with a formula where he could produce tons and tons of work. And yeah, the credibility came from the fact that he could do realism as like a kid, so he was a prodigy. So his reputation got him there, really. And then he was able to do drawings that were like, that felt right to him. It's kind of cool. I understand Picasso more and more as I get older. Yeah. Yeah, as I get older, I understand Picasso more. I never had hate for him, but I did have a lot of growing up. I grew up in the 2000s, the early 2000s, and so there were these 90s artists that kind of came out, a lot of contemporary art, and they were like Jackson Pollock. They're throwing paint on the canvas, and it just seems kind of random and kind of like, what are you doing? And I felt kind of weird about it, but then, yeah, it's just, it's the timing. So I'm really excited to see what great contemporary art is going to be, because look at what Beeple did in 2020. That was the best selling contemporary art. And looking back at it, it's kind of like looks like old video game stuff, you know? I don't know. I don't want to hate on people. He seems like a really nice guy. I used to follow him. I followed him several times. But also, like, you know, he blew up from Instagram too, so it's pretty amazing. Oops. Why didn't this work? Oh, wrong buttons. All right, let's make sure we clean this up good. I'm doing my housekeeping pretty well, so it's not too bad. I feel like this flag here needs a little more attention. I don't know. I'm actually going to leave it. Oh, yeah, let's do these guys over here. Let's stick over here. You got to keep the timer for the 25-minute mark. Is it time for my break yet? Go get some water real quick. Oh, you like the music. Well, I appreciate your appreciation, Fujo Bear. I generally don't draw these drawings like this with this kind of texture, but I decided it's time to bust it out for this one. Let's go for it, huh? Frick it, bro. Let's frickin' go for it, bro. Who even frickin' cares? You know what? Someone might look at me and say, do you even frickin' care? And I'm gonna have to say no. I don't even frickin' care. I just don't frickin' care. So silly. Let's see what we can do with this guy over here. Okay. Yeah, let's pop up on this bro right there. All right, let's draw for a couple more minutes and I'm going to take another break. Let's try this formula they got there. It's 25 and then 5. That's what they do. We're going to have to set a timer. What a beautiful song. Huh? That's good stuff. Oh, there we are. Hey Siri. Set a timer for 5 minutes. That's what we'll do. We'll have Siri work us through it. 9 o'clock. Okay. So, Fujo, to let you know, this is actually generally when we end the stream after an hour. It's an 8 to 9 o'clock Central Time. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but that's where I am. And but today is Thursday, and the deadline for this book is very, very soon. So we're not going to do that. We're going to keep going, and we're going to try to figure out what my limits are, because I am already very tired. And who knows? I'm willing to be, what's the word? Masochistic. I don't mind. Oh, extra time. Yes. Should we read the rest of Aries' story? Do you want to do that? Maybe I'll get should I get some OJ going? I don't know. I like to consume stuff, but I'm turning into a little fat girl, so I don't really want to do that. Let me go see. I'll be right back. Let me get a snack. Didn't know this had a deadline. Looks a lot of work. Yes, it is a lot of work. It'll be worth it. Oh yeah, it'll be worth it in the end. And also I want to satisfy I want to I want to do good work for people. Hold on, I have to get some more. All right. It'll be worth it in the end. Yeah, we hope. You know what the crazy thing is? You think this is interesting. I'm going to relearn Blender, which is a 3D sculpting software. I'm going to sculpt toys for Conformity Farm. I'm going to sculpt toys of mud pillows and the whole cast of the Conformity Farm cast. I'm going to do a whole line of toys for them. So I'll stream that process as well. Didn't know your streamer was had it like that, did you? All right. Well, I guess I gotta wait for my timer to go off, huh? Oh, any questions while I'm free? I guess I could answer questions at any time. You know, I'm not really paying a lot of attention to the top row. That top row up there has mud pillows using basically crossbows. Or excuse me, Chardinian pillows. A whole other crew of pillows. The Chardinian types. I look so pink on camera. I wonder... Yeah, that's going to be interesting, improving the stream and stuff. It'll be cool. Yeah. I'll get the colors right and stuff. Yeah, toys. Fujo, do you got do you collect toys at all? Anything like that? Well, wait. I'm not going to draw anything until my alarm goes off. This is my glove. This is my drawing glove. Because there's plastic on the monitor, so it kind of causes friction with my flesh. Now I feel like I'm waiting for my alarm. That doesn't seem cool. Wait a minute. I broke it 9 o'clock. So the alarm should be going off now. Let's give it one more minute. Oh, there it is. Read story? We'll read story at the next break. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 25 minutes. And then we'll read your story. Okay, yeah, we'll finish up your story. Chapter 2. Yeah, let's go back to these bad boys. I think the first row can have a lot of detail in it. Maybe we'll put one of those bad boys right here. Oh yeah, you're doing a 20 chapter book? That's very cool. Good for you. Go for it. Yeah, and you crank through those pretty quickly too, so interesting. We'll put some detail on this bad boy. I don't know why he's reacting, though. Let's come back to it. Indecision. Decision. Indecision. I like that some of them are going in the wrong direction. Oh! That's what I imagine is happening. Just gotta make sure that we got these guys pretty consistent with size. I keep seeing some redundancies with these, but I think that's okay for now. We just kind of gotta go in here and get these really detailed ones in there to kind of pull the drawing together. The thing is, I can't draw every single one of these, but what I can do is kind of punch in, improve a little bit over here, punch in, improve a little bit over here, and then the collective of the drawing comes together. That's kind of the game of comic book art, because this isn't fine art. Fine art would be that I would go in there and do everything, but we just don't have that kind of time. So yeah, let's go ahead and yeah, these bottom guys, they don't look too bad. So let's go ahead and merge this up. All right, so we got our layer together. Take a look at what we got. All right, now let's get in here and crank through it again. What are we gonna do? Boy, I'm gonna have to get like another chair. I wonder if I can get a stool or something to sit on. I don't think I have any stools around. I'd be able to do. Oof. Oh, that feels so much better. The chair is nice. It's just I sit in a chair like that all day. So, and I feel like I'm like better on anyway. All right. Back to it. Back to it. Back to it. All right. Oh, here's some stuff that needs to be detailed. Oop. Start another layer. This might be, I might not pull this drawing out again until Sunday. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to work in the rest of the details that need to be taken care of. They're just going, ah! Ah! We'll just have one guy crossing his arms. I don't know about all this. Maybe I don't want that much. Just he has a little bit of mud. Yeah, they're basically zombies. That's a good way to put it. Oops. Yeah, this guy's looking the wrong way too. Why are you going this way, guy? Ooh, I feel much better just sitting in a different chair. I don't know what's going on with this guy down here, but it's okay. Let's see. What part do you guys think I should focus on, huh? Let's ask the audience. What do you recommend? Well, I guess you can't see the whole thing. How do you see the whole thing? I think it would be like that. Yeah, there you go. That's basically the whole thing with me in the corner. Backgrounds. Yeah. Oh, you mean like the forest and stuff? Cuz this is really I mean the whole thing's a background, really. You know what? It's kind of risky to do this. Is the building finished? No, not really. I mean, kind of. I struggle with architecture, though. Let's see. Let's pull this portion out because I think the perspective needs to change on this. So I think. Hey, McGruff. Hey guys, McGruff is an OG. So say hello to Mr. McGruff. He's one of the best in the business. He is the elite of the elite in his cohort. I mean, it's pretty incredible that he found time to be here. You know what's crazy? I was at 49 a few days ago, and then someone unfollowed me. So, yeah, you're right. I'm almost affiliate. So I wonder if... Actually, let's delete this. So this perspective is correct across the board. So the question would be, how do we bring this in? Whoa, who unfollowed? I don't know. I don't keep track enough. I wasn't able to really investigate. Let's just keep it that way. But it could be a multitude of people. It could be, could be my ex-girlfriend maybe. She was tired of getting the notifications or something. I just don't like hiding these characters that I drew. But if I drop them like this, if I don't let them edge up and I drop them down like that, the perspective actually makes more sense. So yeah, it's probably my ex-girl. I don't know. I don't really want to say. I haven't really had time to look. Honestly, I mean, about this from the Rufus group stuff, but like literally I came up with a schedule where it was like minute to minute. This is how I can get drawings in and stuff, and it's been incredible. Oh, also, I'm going to be going to Lombard if you're going to be around. be in Lombard, and I heard old Joel might be there. I don't know. Not saying nothing. Not that I might know you in person or nothing, but I'm just saying. Who knows? Oops, wrong one. Let's do... Actually, this kind of works. I'm just going to have to erase all that... I'm going to have to erase all that mud pillow work. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go away for 16 minutes so I sob. You can't on Friday? Oh, no, no. All right, I'm going to just go kill myself now. I'm going to do it on camera by holding my breath. Goodbye, cruel world. But, you know, you don't want to just give up like that, though. You know, you want to give it a chance if you can. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to lose some of these mud pillows to make this perspective work. Unless... Yeah, I'm going to have to do it. I'm deleting mud pillows. I don't even care. What's the best way to do this? Let's do it this way. There we go. Whoa. I don't know how to do the overlay like that. I think maybe it would be like this. Yeah, that's the way to do it, actually. I'm deleting thousands of mud pillows as we speak. I hate to do it. But the lives of mud pillows are expendable. It's what my grandma used to always say to me before she put me to bed. She'd say, TJ, mud pillows are expendable. Good night. And I would say, Grandma, what's a mud pillow? And she'd be like, stop getting lippy, Timmy. Don't make Grandma pull out her sandals. And I'm like, no, Grandma, don't pull out your sandals. And she's like, I'll do it. I'll do it, Timmy. That's a true story. Keep the one falling pillow. Yeah, for sure going to keep the falling pillow. That's one of my favorite ideas. I'm glad that you like the falling pillow, actually. I actually like that you like it. That's awesome. So let's do this and this. Grandma got a Glock? No, not my grandma. My grandma didn't have a Glock. My grandma just had a stove and an island woodwork, or what would you call that? Like a chopping block area? What do they call those? The butcher block? And she made fantastic meals. My grandma was a fantastic woman. I miss her dearly. Grandma was fantastic. My grandma was a master of ceremony. She would have guests that would come and visit her unannounced. That's in the old world, young people. In the old world, people would just knock on each other's door and just come over. That's the old world. We live in an entirely different world now. Like, human civilization has fundamentally shifted. Over the course of, like, less than 20 years, it's pretty miraculous. But anyway, no, she was wonderful. People would come over, and she made these epic meals for people, and she always expected company. That's how she had always lived her life. She also liked to smoke a little bit of the herb. But when I was a kid, I didn't know that's what was going on. People would come over, and, you know, she'd roll up, and people would talk. But when I was a kid, I had no idea. I didn't even really start to figure that out until after my grandma passed away. So, you know, you can keep the grandkids in darkness. Darkness. Like when I was bad, my grandma would keep me in the basement where there were no lights, and I was in that kind of darkness. Grandma, no, can I come up and have some cookies? I told you. I swear on my life that when you speak of me in my late life, you will speak that I was a treacherous old mean biddy. No, that would probably hurt my grandma's feelings, actually. My grandma was a sensitive lady. She was a strong lady, though. Very strong, like an ox. You know, people would, she used to toil away at the soil so that we had a bumper crop, a bumper harvest. And then she would take the ingredients and she would cook for us. And Grandpa would have ideas. And his ideas would be like, hey, Grandma, why don't you make dinner? She'd be like, that's a good idea, Paul. And then she would. The end. What do you guys think of my story, huh? Aries, I need you to remix that story. Instead of like chicka chicka. Instead of like chicka chicka, just like so dumb. It's so dumb. That's what you're going to get from this stream. Nobody can stop me and be like, what you're saying is really dumb. Don't say this in my presence. That's generally what people would say. Like when I'm at the bus stop or at line at the butcher shop or on the train or in front of my friends and family. People are just like, please stop being yourself. It bothers me a lot and I hate it. And then I go, yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Hey, you were raised in a basement too? I wasn't raised in a basement. My grandmother punished me by not giving me food. What was the word? I was like, withholding food. That's what I wanted to say. If I was well rested, I would have said that quicker because these jokes, they need to come out fast. Otherwise, it won't be funny. If I'm sitting here going, sometimes people are dumb and sometimes I'm dumb too. People are like just 2 hours standing ovation. You know, I actually heard that at the Oscars, Charlie Chaplin got a Lifetime Achievement Award and he got a 12-minute standing ovation, which is a pretty charming story because, like, you know, if there really is anybody who deserves it, wouldn't it be old Charlie Chaplin? Yeah, good idea of working on the background. It was a little bit of something. You know, I just tweaked it a little bit, but you were right, Aries. You're right. Changing the background up improved it. Actually, Aries, you got any other good ideas? Boy, do I love my OJ. Okay, OJ. I need to find me a colorist. More details on Dear God? Yes, sir. More details on Dear God coming right up. Freaking right there. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was needing to be merged. Let's merge these up. What is this? Okay, yeah. Let's merge these up too. This is all one layer because I'm awesome. Let's maybe rotate a little bit. Ooh, Dear God's eyes look a little, but they don't look very circular. You know what it might be? It might be just the perspective or something, or the way it's manipulated. I'm not sure. Oops. Oh, yeah. Also notice, guys, I don't use references for my mud pillows or my eyes. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Most people, when they draw their mud pillows, they need a reference, but not me. I look at it and I'm like, no way, not today, sir. I'm going to go ahead and draw me one of these without any sort of references. You know what I mean? I got to throw the accent on there to appeal to the larger audience around the world. Because I'm pretty sure everyone speaks English. yeah, Aries, I was calling you out. Yeah, hey, you gotta draw. The mud pillow doesn't come from the digital surface. Rather, the mud pillow comes from your heart. I told my friends about a mud pillow and they thought it was dumb. Yeah. Yeah. What do they think is cool? Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. Do the giant eye belong to a deer god or just a giant mud pillow? Oh yeah, this is deer god looking at down on his creation. Yeah, the mud pillows were created by the deer god, and the deer god watches as his little terrarium, his little pets grow. Do the giant eyes belong? Oh yeah, drugs. Oh, they're into drugs? Man, I'm having trouble differentiating you guys. Gotcha. Yeah, they're into drugs. Well, yeah, so they're going to be people who are into drugs are generally pretty cynical. So, to be honest, it's going to be really hard to win them over unless it's something that kind of highlights their drug use in some way. You could actually say that this is a very psychedelic thing, though. I'm not going to judge somebody for using drugs, but there is a certain mentality that rocks with that, if that's what they're into. You know, don't get me wrong, you can do drugs without being into them. You know? Hmm. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah. Yeah, you told me to work on the deer god, and that's what I'm doing. You're running the show, Aries. Mud pillows like mushrooms, and mud pillows like mud. Hence the name mushroom pillows. Okay. Ooh, what am I erasing here? Oh, wow. I didn't realize. I did not realize. Realize, realize, realize. Okay. Mushroom pillow. I'll get to work on a design right now. Mushroom pillow. There you go. All right, let's do this one. Ooh, look at that. It does seem like they're a little uneven, though. Like the left side's a little bit... Oh! Break time! Let's see how this works with... Yeah, let's merge these. Did I merge these? Okay, yeah, let's merge these. Might as well. So let's stare at this a little bit. Maybe we'll move these eyes up here for composition purposes so that people understand what's going on. Okay, so then we have this, and then let's read Aries' story, huh? Chapter 2, huh? Like I said we would do. Chapter 2, like we said we would do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Chapter 2, like I said we would do. All right. Chapter 2, House in the Forest. When they get out of the tunnel, it is not the same world. Red sky, grayish, white trees, houses, and everything else. And a black outline on everything. Every single cross had been turned upside down. That's pretty creepy. They were in its realm. They were not safe and never would be again. They walked through the forest. They were in for a while and came across a house. It looked cozy, but eerie at the same time. The three walked in expecting the worst. There was nothing in the house. Nothing at all. It's just a void. They throw a rock in it and it hits an invisible floor. They cautiously walk into the house and the door slams beneath them. The house is in the forest is alive. There is blood dripping and splattering on the group. One of them retching because of it. The floor drops, keeping them falling forever. Two of them get teleported out. The last one screams while retching blood, skin ripping off and guts falling out, making a sloshing sound as they act as ropes to the rib cage. There they hit one on the walls, getting flattened onto it. They are alive but suffering forever. The two who had teleported saw that it was nighttime and looked up into the sky. It was nightfall. The moon was prettier than usual. It had a blue hue to it. And that's chapter 2. Boy, oh boy, do you like people who have their organs ripped out and they can feel all the pain. You like that one. Is that a reoccurring nightmare of yours? There we go. Oh, it's nowhere near done in that version. I can send chapter 2 full. Ooh, what do you know? Well, why don't you keep grinding on it? But yeah, I'll read it. Whatever. Where are we at here? We got about another half hour of drawing. Let's do it. We're just going to keep improving it. I'm going to work on these explosions a little bit. But I think the mountains are going to stay. I don't think I'm ever going to really get too detailed on the mountains. But I do think the detail of the mud pillows kind of flying around everywhere will need to be done. You're right. The building definitely needs some work. Ooh, I need to do the building in Blender. You know what I'll do tomorrow? Maybe I'll get up really early tomorrow and I'll stream a Blender tutorial. And I'll try to build the fortress out of simple shapes. And see if I can get something to help me get through this. Creators crushing their growth goals. Yeah, I bet. Ooh, all right. Maybe I'll hold off on that a little bit. Maybe we'll do. Let's get a Chardinian pillow up here. Get a nice detailed one, huh? So the people as in I have a better understanding of what I'm doing, so that I know what I'm doing. Or maybe one of them's like loading. Interesting. Also, they got those Warheim helmets. So these pillows actually have clothes. This is a different type of pillows. These are advanced pillows. I should figure out how they hold this thing. Gotta let this shine a little bit over here. Okay. Check Discord chat. Okay, yeah, but I'm drawing right now, so I don't think I'm gonna get to it today. There's a present there. I gotta make the uniforms for these guys too. I got a lot of work to do. You know, actually, if there's no way I'm gonna get all the stuff done, so I'm gonna be a little disappointed regardless. So I gotta prioritize this weekend. But I think that if I do some Blender tutorials in the morning, I'll be pretty happy with myself. So I should be doing that stuff on a regular anyway. Where's that little dinosaur come from, Fujo? Fujo, where'd you get that dinosaur from? That's so cool. I need to make some emotes. Ooh, we gotta pull that back. Do not like what happened there with that lighting. Pull it back. Pull it back. Ew, gross. Broken. I've been trying to push the joke broken for a long time, and I just don't get many bites. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. See how I just did a little bit there on the top there? That did a lot for it, you know? Kind of adds more to it because it feels like the drawing kind of stops. Here, let me give you guys some idea of what I'm thinking. It feels like the drawing kind of stops, like... So there's this area, but I feel like it kind of stops here-ish. But if I can incorporate this part, that really adds a lot to what you can look at. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some emptiness here, but that's fine. I mean, you're already serving up so much. People can't really expect much more. If anything, it's almost too distracting, so this is arguably the freaking greatest drawing that had ever been done. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. 100% of the time. This is the greatest thing ever. Guaranteed. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. I did beat a party. Add a mud pillow falling off 10 roof. Well, those aren't mud pillows. These are Chardinian pillows. But you're right. I should do that. Wait, in this scene, though? I don't think this is the right time. What I could do is I could have more mud pillows falling backwards here. So maybe I could put one, like, right... All right, let's see. I could put one, like, right here. Maybe one right... here. Kind of falling backwards. Like, oh, no! I'm such a fucking mud pillow. I fucking fell. Gah. I blocked it out because you got to censor yourself in a world, in this kind of world. I just gave a speech, but I censored the whole thing. Isn't that crazy? The world is so censored, you didn't even get to hear my speech. Bro, that sucks. That's so bad. Sorry, if you really want to hear it, you're going to have to sign up for... I need signatures so I can run for city council. Then I can finally have a voice on the city council. Wow. Oops. Went a little too far. Wow. 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 You're new to this mud pillow world. Yeah, it's a new world. I'm building this ish from scratch, yo. You're here on the ground floor. That's not true. There's actually a graphic novel out called Mud is Good. I think I'm going to do another iteration of it, but this is the first book. We're working on the next book. So if you want, I could read through the whole book right now. So here's some of it. You know, these are all drawings did by me, by yours truly. The origin of the Pillow Man. A little bit of a teaser. This is really about a character named Pillow Man. Shh, don't be telling nobody. And then we open up with the Deer God right there, creating the world. There's his crazy eye. Well, where's he at? There it is. Creating the world. Is that right? Yeah. Then I hit you with a wall of text, which is the worst thing to do. And I did that again. But then after the wall of text, you get through a lot of it without a lot of dialogue. So let's see if I can find a page I really like. Here's a good one. Oop, oop, oop. Come on. Come on. Dang it. Sorry. There's just too much light right here. Sorry, I guess no one will ever frickin' see it. I guess no one will ever know. Frick. Oh my god, the perspective on this building is so off whack. It's alright though. Gotta just work with what you got. You gotta dance with the girl that you brought to the dance or whatever it's called. Yeah, you think that's awesome, Fujo? And if you play your cards right, I'll make another book. Are you owner of the mud pillow? Uh-huh. Yes. Indeed I is. Man, I need a class in perspective. Bad, TJ, bad. This is bad perspective. Fujo, that's so cool. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I'm glad you think that's cool. I think that's cool too. All right, there we are. There we are. Oh, let's make sure to get some details on this bad boy. Bad boy. Oh, I actually think that worked. Let's make sure. I get a little sloppy sometimes with this, and I like to call it style, but I don't think for this composition I can really get away with that. I think I need to do as much detail as possible. And for the last bit, let's grind out on these two guys, huh? Our couple of fools down here. Down Nanda. Try to get a little more depth on this part. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ooh, yeah, let's outline them. Yeah, let the world know. Uh-oh. Oh no, the stream crashed. Wonder what it looks like online. Looks like the stream crashed. That's such a bummer. Oh, I guess the stream didn't crash. I look tired, man. No, just my this feed I have now on this. No, it didn't crash. Wow, this is the first time I've actually looked at my feed. I generally just stream it, don't even care, don't even look. Oh, look. Ugh, man, I'm an old man. Oh well. I guess it didn't crash. It appears to crash on my restream program, but it looks like it's still up, so. I work pretty hard to make sure it doesn't crash, honestly. But streaming actually is really hard on your computer. Once you get to the third hour, you generally will start to crash. You need to make sure that you have the hardware to pull it off. So yeah. All right. Where are we at here? I guess this is as good a time as any. So I'd like to say thank you for joining us, McGruff, OG, Aries, the prolific writer that you are, and Fujo, Bear, the newest member of the Conformist. Thank you for joining me on the stream. I am going to turn this off. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to wake up, and we're going to keep drawing. So tomorrow is my daily drawing day. I have a lot of errands to run. I got a lot going on tomorrow, but I think it might be easier to just start drawing as soon as possible. So I think I'm going to have that kind of morning. But I'm also going to let myself sleep, so it's not going to be that crazy. Anyway, I digress. Thank you for joining me for the stream. I implore everyone to be good, to stay healthy, and join me for the next stream. Now, I can't make any promises about the weekend, so you'll get notifications if I stream, but I'm here Monday through Thursday from 8 to 9 o'clock. Yeah, and have a good life, y'all. We got good conformists here.